Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another month of Coffee with the Community, presented virtually here on Facebook Live. So glad you could be with us. And we are excited about our topic and presenter, who we will introduce in just a moment. I do want to let you know I have my special Mizzou coffee mug presented to me by Caitlin Brown out of her drawer earlier this morning. I did not personally go to Mizzou. My grandma did go to Mizzou, so there is a family connection there going back a few generations. So there you have that. But we are certainly glad you could be with us. And I did want to take a moment to remind you that coming up later this fall, it's hard to believe as we air this that we are coming to the close of first quarter here in Liberty Public Schools. Parent-teacher conferences taking place, and of course, no school coming up tomorrow as we then get ready to close out the month of October, move into the holiday season. The semesters just fly by. But speaking of later this semester, we will be joined by Dr. Sarah Marriott and members of our Human Resources team as part of our next virtual Coffee with the Community. That's coming up on Thursday, November the 13th. At 9 a.m. here on Facebook Live. And then Thursday, December the 11th, we will close out our first semester schedule. We'll be joined by Chief Operations Officer Steve Anderson, who will give us the much anticipated update on LPS construction. And if you're in and around the district, you have noticed a lot of construction over the last couple of years that will continue into next summer. I mentioned we're excited to be joined by our guest this month. She is Tanna Campbell, and she is the Executive Director of the Liberty Education Foundation. They have done tremendous work since her arrival, incorporating so many great programs along with the support they provide for our staff and students here in LPS. So she's going to take us through the presentation over the next 10-15 minutes or so. And without further ado, I introduce to the podium Tanna Campbell.
Thank you so much, Dallas. I do not have a coffee cup with me this morning. I have a Sonic cup, and if you know me well, I typically have this in my hand. Thank you. Little Diet Coke with vanilla. It is such an honor to be here this morning and to share more about the Liberty Education Foundation with all of you. I have been with the foundation. This is my 8th school year, and we have continued to grow as an organization. So let me tell you a little bit what our morning is going to look like. I have a few different slides, really just to let you know more about the foundation, to let you know the programs that we have in place to support our faculty, staff, and students, and then also a overview of how you can support us as a nonprofit organization here within the community. So let's see if I can move to my next slide. Before we kick off, I want to let you know that we have an upcoming community event as well, and I'm going to share a lot of information this morning, but I believe the best way to take in information is to see it in action. And so I invite you to join us on Thursday, October 30th for our Community Impact Showcase. It is a great time to gather with other community members and mingle, network, but also really to see what we do to support Liberty Public Schools. Dr. Tucker will also be there to share a district update with everyone who attends, so we would love to see you there. It is a free event, but we do require registration so that we know how many people are coming. You can register online at libertyeducationfoundation.org/community showcase. Okay, so a little bit more about the foundation. We were established in 1995, which means we are celebrating 30 years of serving Liberty Public Schools this year. Very exciting. We're doing a lot of retro throwbacks, trivia about what was going on in the 90s, and we are having so much fun with our faculty and staff around those things. It's pretty fun to go into a school and to do some trivia around what was happening in the 90s, and for new teachers to be like, we weren't born yet. No judgment against those newbies, but it definitely shows the longevity of the foundation and that we have been here for 30 years. So we are a nonprofit organization, a 501c3, which means we are really here to enrich educational experiences in Liberty Public Schools. Of course, the district is funded by tax dollars, and so the foundation, we are able to raise money as a nonprofit organization and then put that money into programs that truly enrich educational experiences here in Liberty Public Schools. There are 2 staff members within the foundation, myself and my amazing colleague, Lisa Stiles. I am the executive director, and Lisa is the director of programs. We report to a board of directors made up of community members, volunteers, and in fact, in our 30-year history, we've had about 130 community volunteers lead our board, and so that's pretty incredible. I've had the honor of working with 50 of those board members, and it's truly people who are just invested within our community, who want to give back, who typically have students within the district, but sometimes we have people serve on our board who have retired, who are educators who have retired, or just have a passion for giving back to our community. And then Dr. Tucker also serves as an ex officio member on our board alongside of a Board of Education liaison. And this year that liaison is Ms. Jen Bauer. I want to share more about our programs with you, but before we do that, I am going to show a video. It's about 4 minutes, but it really does show the impact that we are making here in Liberty Public Schools.
Our Good Seeds Garden originally started as a dream, honestly, that we never thought we could get off the ground. Last harvest, we were able to have so much produce that we were able to give it out to families.
So people who don't have like fresh fruit and vegetables, they can come and get it.
Thank you, Liberty Education Foundation, for helping fund this, because it's been a really exciting adventure for our team and for the kids.
Last year, the Liberty Education Foundation paid nearly $11,000 of unpaid lunch debt for 442 students across the district.
Thank you, Foundation, for bringing authors and books to our LPS schools.
This is the Book of Rules, and I'm so excited because this year the Liberty Education Foundation got to give every single kindergarten and first grade teacher a classroom copy of my book. And it's extra special this year because I have a kindergartner in the district, and I'm so grateful for that opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Liberty Education Foundation, for giving us the opportunity to visit the Variety KC Playground so our students could have a real-world learning experience.
The Liberty Education Foundation funded our Construction Science Club. Every year we build a playhouse for Casey Made. This is the design we're about to build, and we're really excited to start it.
This is the second year of the program, and I kind of walked into it, and it's been an amazing program that has taught probably 98% of our kids, kindergartners, how to ride a bike.
I didn't know how to ride a bike before this, but now I can.
The Songwriters Club at Liberty High School applied for a grant from the Liberty Education Foundation to renovate a room in the LMC to become a nice recording studio.
And we as a group are excited about that because it gives our opportunity to record, and it's a really nice little space. It's really awesome.
Thank you, Liberty Education Foundation, for our Crazy Creek chairs and our wagon.
Not all schools do this yet, and so like you get to go outside, you get to read in breeze, and you get fresh air. You have this wagon so you can bring them everywhere. They're portable, they're easy.
And we get to be outside reading and, modeling for the kids that you can read actually anywhere and enjoy books anywhere you are.
Liberty Education Foundation generously provided 250 backpacks and headphones for Liberty Public School families.
So the Liberty Education Foundation funded a convention called Thrive that I attended over the summer, which sparked the idea to start a civil discourse club, which will hopefully be turned into a curriculum that's taught on the national level.
Well, it's our new version of the embroidery machine. It's a really big upgrade from those.
Without the Liberty Education Foundation donating something like this, it'd be really hard to use this medium to have students express what they want to express.
We're just so grateful for the Education Foundation who helps us make things like this.
We are fortunate that we have a class at our school called the BEST program. All of our students in there have severe autism. Then they have a student alongside them to help them do everything PE. The Education Foundation has been amazing for me. When I first came up with the idea and wanted to do it, they gifted us money so that we could get supplies. Last year, we were given money to go on 2 field trips. So our field trips have been amazing. So we worked a ton on bowling in here, and then we went bowling at Retro Ball. Everyone really liked to bowl the ball and find if they got a strike or not. And then we also had worked on just different movements, and we went to Liberty Gymnastics, and they were able to play, move, jump, everything at Liberty Gymnastics for an hour. We've got to interact with them and see how they move and how they act, and that they're just like other kids, but more awesome. So the grant funded all of that for us.
The Thrive Institute's Experiential Learning Scholarship enabled me to attend Harvard's Future Leaders in Public Service Conference, which helped me shape myself into a better leader for my community, my school, and just for all my future endeavors.
So hopefully that provides really a good overview about what we are doing, but I do have a slide to share. I like to say that we kind of have 3 different pillars as far as our programs go. We have our faculty and staff focused programs, student focused programs, and our Liberty Cares Fund. So when we started 30 years ago, we established a couple of programs right out of the gate. Our Hope Awards, which many of you have probably heard of since they have been around for nearly 30 years, and our grants that were open to teachers and other staff members to apply for. And so since those 2 programs were established back in the 90s, we have continued to grow. And so, of course, with most nonprofit organizations, you start out volunteer-led, and then over the years, we had some part-time staff join us, and then in 2014 was the first year that they hired a full-time executive director. And again, I came in 2018, so there was 1 person in this position prior to my arrival. And it really just allowed us to take our work that we do to serve Liberty Public Schools to the next level. And so you can see that there's numerous programs that we do support. Of course, those grants are still there and a staple of what we do to support our faculty and staff. And from the stories that you heard, all of those opportunities are things that our staff members typically dream up or want to enhance their curriculum through additional opportunities. And so we go in and present big checks to those classrooms who receive grants from us. And so here's just a sampling of what that looks like. Students are so excited, staff members are so excited when we come in with the big presentation checks. So we have hundreds of these photos from throughout our 30-year history. And then there's several other things underneath our faculty and staff focused program. A couple of these new initiatives, the professional development scholarships and our new elementary teacher grants, are donor-funded programs. So Dr. Marty Jacobs, longtime staff member here in Liberty Public Schools, and Ms. Clara Howerton have established these programs. And Dr. Jacobs just thinks it's very important to continue to give back to our faculty members. He served as a principal for many, many years, and he has invested thousands of dollars in helping teachers who have their master's degree go back and complete professional development opportunities for credit hours through a partnership with William Jewell College. And then Ms. Clara Howerton has generously, this is her 2nd year, providing grants to first-year teachers. So brand new to the profession, she provides a $1,000 grant to all of those teachers. And in the last 2 years, we have had 26 new elementary teachers here within Liberty Public Schools. And so, as you can imagine, it takes a lot of money to start a classroom and to get all of the things ready for students to come in on the first day. And so these very fortunate first-year elementary teachers receive an email in the summer notifying them that they are going to receive this $1,000 grant. And that has come as a relief to so many of these teachers who are spending money out of their own pockets, to know that there is somebody who is paying it forward for them to really prepare their classroom for their students. We also support the district SOAR Awards, so we just sponsor that program, but the district facilitates it, but it's an honor to do that and to kind of do the district tour every month and go around with district leaders to present SOAR Awards. And then we do a number of things to just show our appreciation for faculty and staff. District-wide, we have nearly 2,000 employees, and so when we do district-wide treat days, it's usually a very coordinated effort with board members and other volunteers to get 2,000 treats out across our 19 schools and 4 support buildings now. And then we also we dedicate the entire month of November to celebrating our faculty and staff, and so throughout the month of November we have so many different initiatives to show our appreciation to all of those nearly 2,000 employees. Going into our student-focused programs, I mentioned the Hope Awards. That is a wonderful program, and I'll share the dates for this year's presentation of those awards. We would love to have you there. It is a very uplifting event and great opportunity to see just the amazing things happening with our students and what their teachers are saying about the work that they are doing, not only in the classroom, but within the community as well. A few years ago, we decided, let's expand our grant programming. We have this robust program for teachers to apply for grants, but what would it look like if students applied for grants? And so we opened up that chapter just a few years ago, and we have loved working with students, giving them the opportunity to present their ideas and what they think will enrich their educational experiences to a panel, typically a panel of our board members. And then we have coordinated behind the scenes a conversation with their teachers so that we know we will approve the grant after they present to us. But then we present them with that big check. Some of them don't even know what a check is, but it's a great opportunity to educate them on the old way of transferring money. We also created the Thrive Conference a few years ago, and it is a 3-day summer program for high school students. We've had about nearly 200 students go through that program, and it, again, is just a way to share our community expertise with students outside of the classroom and integrate real-world learning and allow them to network with people who are within our community leading incredible organizations. We also started presenting our kindergartners with every single kindergarten student with a book over the last couple of years. And we have featured Tim McCanna's books. Tim graduated from Liberty Public Schools in 1990. And so over the last couple of years, we've had nearly 800 kindergarten students every year, and we present them with a book by Tim McCanna, and then they've actually had the opportunity to either visit with Tim in person or virtually, which has been amazing to have Tim back in Liberty Public Schools and doing what he's passionate about, which is making kids smile and introducing them to literacy. And so we appreciate that partnership, and that's something that we're continuing to fund as well. We also have something kind of new on the horizon, which is our experiential learning scholarships. We will be sharing more about that in the next coming months. As we celebrate 30 years, that is kind of the program and the highlight that we are turning to as our new program. And then our Liberty Cares Fund is really the third pillar in our programming efforts. And this has been around for a while, but it historically was called the Social Workers Fund. And it was really kind of kept to our internal audience because it truly serves a population that is vulnerable, and that we want to make sure that they feel comfortable and experiences are confidential for them. But we knew as a foundation that we could continue to serve these families, but to share with our community the need to support these families. And so we took that from being really a social workers only fund to a community fund that people can support. We continue to partner with our social workers, and really that is the only way this partnership works. But we do 4 things within our Liberty Cares Fund. We partner with the social workers to host a back-to-school student assistance event. As you saw in the video previously, we hand out backpacks full of school supplies. This year we actually handed out 300 backpacks. We increased from 250 to 300. And then our community actually donates all of the supplies that go within those backpacks. And so it is a great partnership and an opportunity to serve families who are unable to go out and do their own back-to-school shopping. We also have, similar to that, a necessities closet. It is housed at Liberty North High School, and it is a closet full of essential supplies that our social workers have access to. And they can go in and do some shopping for families and then share those supplies with the families in need. Our families don't necessarily come to the closet and do their shopping on their own, but our social workers provide that service to families in need. In 2019, we started paying off meal debt for families who qualify for free and reduced lunch, and so that has been an initiative. Every semester we receive a list from nutrition services here within Liberty Public Schools, and we just clear the meal debt for those families who have qualified for free and reduced lunches. And then we also have an emergency fund support fund. And within that, our social workers tell us what needs are of families, and then we will pay up to $250 per family to support, whether it be a utility bill or a number of things. Oftentimes we pay for families who need to get out of a home situation and stay temporarily in a hotel, and so we can support those families as well through this fund. So I want to move on to our donors, how we are funded as a nonprofit organization. We have incredible support from the group closest to us, that faculty and staff group that I shared that our programs really benefit. And so every year we host an employee campaign, and a few years ago we hit that milestone number of 1,000 donors. So if you think we have about 2,000 employees here within Liberty Public Schools, 50% of those are supporting the work that we do. And so that is incredible. It's really, our faculty and staff members have gone above and beyond. I work with several other nonprofits in the area, education foundations, and our staff campaign numbers are just at the very top because they are invested in what we're doing. So here is a picture of some of our staff members in the shirts. Every year we do a shirt, and so if you start to see the same shirt out in the community in the fall, it's typically because we have handed out our shirts to those who have supported us, and so you might give them a special shout out, thank you, for the work that they do within our schools. And then we have our corporate council sponsors, and that would be our businesses, usually local businesses, who support us through an annual sponsorship. And so instead of asking our businesses to sponsor an individual event, we just ask our businesses to sponsor our mission throughout the entire school year, and then they of course receive benefits for doing so and special recognition in our event programs and tickets to our events as well. So I want to share that slide with you of the incredible corporate council members who have supported the work that we do and really allow us to not start at zero at the beginning of every school year. With their support, we are well on our way to being able to launch and do all of the programs that we have done every year. And then in addition to our corporate council sponsors, we have our Ray of Sunshine Society donors. And similar to corporate council, it's just instead of businesses, it's individuals or families who support the work that we do. And they are giving at a leadership level. So beyond those three core groups, anyone can support the work that we do at any level. Every dollar supports, as I said, we're a nonprofit organization, so every dollar supports our programming and what we do to support Liberty Public Schools students, faculty, and staff. So you can give, you can volunteer. As I mentioned, we do that back to school event and sort all of the supplies that go into backpacks. There's an opportunity to get involved in that way with us. And then we just want you to come to our events and see what we're doing. So as I mentioned, our upcoming Community Sunrise Showcase is on October 30th, and we would love to see you there. And then we also host another annual event, Education Uncorked. It is our big community fundraiser, and it has become one of the largest silent auction lineups in the Northland over the last few years. So it is really just a fun time to come together, celebrate, be with other community members who support public education, and have a good time. So we invite you to join us for that on Saturday, March 7th, 2026. We host that at William Jewell College. And then, as I mentioned, our Hope Awards, this year's awards will be in the spring, April 7th and 9th. So we hope, again, that you will join us for our Community Impact Showcase. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. We hope to see you on October 30th, and we want to share our appreciation with all of our community members who support the work that we do here within the district.